Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultan of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Arab Forum of Insurance Supervision discusses in Muscat the reality of insurance industry in the Arab world. His Excellency the Executive President of Capital Market Authority says that Omani market will witness this year the privatization of one government company. The Minister of Housing signs 2 agreements of usufruct of lands for pisciculture projects in the Wilaya of Duqm and Quriyat. And the construction of 250 residential units and a new livestock market are among the projects being implemented in the Wilaya of Mazira. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable thanks from His Excellency President Pranab Mukherjee of India in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's 70th independence anniversary. The Sultan, represented by the Capital Market Authority CMA, hosted today the second periodic meeting for this year of Arab Forum of Insurance Supervision and Control Bodies, with wide participation of representatives of regulatory bodies from Arab countries. The forum aims to strengthen the supervision and control operations of insurance, enhancing cooperation among Arab insurance supervision and control bodies in the Arab insurance markets. The regular meetings of the Arab Forum of Insurance Supervision and Control Bodies discuss the reality of the insurance industry in the Arab world and the most basic requirements for the prosperity of the industry, in addition to the mechanism to strengthen its role in Arab economies through assessing the regulatory and supervisory work frameworks, as well as to reviewing the necessary standards to regulate insurance business in the market in line with the foundations and standards of the International Association of Insurance Supervisors IAIS and other international and regional organizations. The Omani market will witness this year the privatization of one government company and the initial public offering of Oman Mineral Development Company. This came in a statement to Oman Radio and Television by His Excellency Abdullah bin Salim Al Salmi, Executive President of the Capital Market Authority. In order to support pisciculture projects and contribute in the achievements of the food security in the Sultanate, the Ministry of Housing signed 2 agreements of usufruct of lands for pisciculture projects in the Wilayat of Duqm and Quriyat. The first agreement was signed with Oman Company for pisciculture to establish the project of grouper fish on an area of 70,000 square meters with a production capacity of 15,000 tons of grouper fish and 70 tons of fin fish annually. The project revenues are expected to reach 13 million Omani Riyals. Meanwhile, the second project will be established on an area of exceeding 1.7 million square meters in the sea with a production capacity of 300 tons annually. The Ministry of Housing awarded a number of Al Batna coastal road projects worth more than 6.5 million Omani Riyals. The Ministry agreed during the meeting of awarding the tender of construction of 64 residential units at site number 3A within the project of building 2,200 units with internal roads and light posts for the coastal project in the Wilayat of Khabura at a cost of 800,000 Omani Riyals. The Ministry also awarded building 49 residential units in Wilaya of Sohar and 50 other units in Wilaya of Soham at site number 4, costing 2.5 million Omani Riyals, in addition to expenses of sketching, Hafid scheme and Roda scheme in the Governorate of Buraymi. More than 920 million Omani Riyals in the value of investment in government development bonds until the end of August 2016 achieved an increase by 22.8%. The deposits of private sector recorded an increase by 7.1% to reach 13.1 billion Omani Riyals. The monthly report issued by the Central Bank of Oman pointed out that the first 8 months of the current year did not witness any big pressure on the liquidity of banking sector in the Sultanate. Still to come on News Bulletin, despite an allergy in cats, a cellist has created the world's first album entirely for females and distributed by major label Universal Music. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Royal Navy of Oman RNO today celebrated the arrival of Al Nasr ship to join its fleet in a ceremony held under the patronage of Major General Amr bin Salim Al Amri, commander of the Sultan's Special Force, with the attendance of commanders of Sultan's Armed Forces, military and security units, RNO senior officers and personnel. The ceremony, which was held at Saeed bin Sultan Naval Base, began with playing the anthem of honor. Then the chief guest inspected the guards of honor. He also pinned long service and good conduct medals on some RNO personnel. The commander of the ship then invited the chief guest to head on the ship and was briefed on the ship, during which he viewed its facilities and divisions that are provided with latest advanced marine equipment. The number of citizens who have been employed at the institution of private sector in the governorate of North Al-Batina during last September reached 540. The Employment Department, the Directorate General of Manpower of the Governorate, continues providing appropriate work opportunities for citizens and carrying out interviews to those who applied for jobs and careers at a number of private sector organizations in the Governorate. The profits of companies announced at Muscat Securities Market amounted more than 629 million Omani Riyals during 9 months. The increase rate during the same period reached 4%. The industry sector results stabilized at 69,780,000 Riyals. Meanwhile, the services sector registered an increase by 11.2%, recording more than 149.5 million Riyals. Oman Air has announced an increased services on the Muscat-Paris route, which will now operate daily, non-stop flights. It comes as part of the expansion pursued by Oman Air in the network within the European travel market. The carrier will operate its first daily Muscat-Paris flight as of 30th of October 2016 through Boeing 787 and 788 aircraft. Oman oil price December delivery reached $50.17. The Dubai Mercantile Exchange said that the price of Oman oil rose 42 cents from the price of yesterday, which was $49.75. The average price of Oman oil November 2016 delivery has stabilized at $43.92. Various service projects are being implemented in the Wilaya of Malzuna, which is witnessing a rapid urban development. The projects included the construction of 250 residential units at the center of the Wilaya, Dhofar municipality are also implementing some projects such as the construction of a public park, which will be an entertainment outlet for citizens in the wilaya. The new livestock market is among the projects being implemented in the wilaya. It will organize the selling of livestock and activate the commercial movement in this field. The improvement of Khasab and Daba coastal roads projects was the center of discussions at the 8th meeting of the Municipal Council in the Governorate of Musandam. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sayyid Khalifa bin Al-Mardas Al-Busaidi, Governor of Musandam. The Council also discussed projects to be implemented in the Governorate. The meeting also dealt with a number of issues related to services in livestock wealth and some replies from concerned bodies on some proposals and recommendations raised earlier by the Council. And finally, before we go, a completely different news. American cellist David Talley may be allergic to cats, but that has not stopped him from composing the world's first album for felines, and at Lady Dina's Kate's Cafe in London. These four-legged friends lapped up the relaxing sounds. More in the following report.
Cats can be both surly and sweet, but could they also have a discerning musical ear? Musician David T has created the world's first album entirely for felines. All that despite being allergic to his four-legged friends.
The ingredients for cats, for example, one of them is the purr sound. But I have something like 26 different purr instruments intended to express a kind of sympathetic expression.
Using bass and treble tones, the relaxing sounds are designed to calm even the wildest tomcat. And here at Lady Dina's Cat Cafe, 13 furry visitors appear to be lapping it up.
I did have my doubts about whether or not cats would appreciate music, but then he started playing the cello, and this morning, all morning, they've been sort of watching him and they seem really, really interested in it.
David and his Music for Cats album are hoping to strike a chord with the UK's 7 million cat owners. And if successful, he hopes to create a new series of albums, this time for horses and dogs.
Now for the general weather forecast. Around the Salted, clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates with chances of low clouds and fog early morning and late at night on the coasts of the governorate of South Sharqiya and Wusta. Winds will be north to northeasterlies to moderate over the coast Sea of Oman, while along the rest of the coast it will be south to southeastern light to moderate. Seas will be slight along most of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Arab Forum of Insurance Supervision discusses in Muscat the reality of insurance industry in the Arab world. His Excellency the Executive President of Capital Market Authority says that Omani market will witness this year the privatization of one government company. The Minister of Housing signs 2 agreements of usufruct of lands for pisciculture projects in the wilayas of Duqm and Quriyat. And the construction of 250 residential units and a new livestock market are among the projects being implemented in the wilaya of Mazuna. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for watching. Good night.